My husband's family did not speak to me for the first 3 years of our marriage. Not coldly, not with arguments or confrontations, just silence. The specific silence of people who have decided you do not exist in a way that is worth acknowledging. His mother would call him while I was sitting beside him and speak for 40 minutes without once asking to say hello to me. His father would visit and spend the entire afternoon talking to my husband about family memories and family stories and family plans that had no space in them for the woman their son had chosen. His sister was the most precise about it. She would look slightly past me when she spoke, never at me, never directly, always just past, like I was a piece of furniture that had been placed in a room without anyone's permission. I told my husband after the first year. He spoke to his family, privately. I was not there for the conversation. What I know is that whatever he said did not change anything measurably. The calls continued without me. The visits continued around me. The slight looks past my face continued. I made a decision in year 2. I stopped trying, not out of bitterness, out of clarity. I had extended myself completely, and what I received back was nothing, and I decided that nothing was what I would return. I focused on my marriage, on the life my husband and I were building together, on the friendships I had outside of his family, on my work, on the small daily things that made our home feel like ours. My husband knew what I was doing. He did not ask me to try harder. He tried harder himself. He called his mother more. He showed up to family events with more presence. He carried more of the weight of the relationship with his own family so that I did not have to. That is the kind of man he is. In year 3, his sister had a baby, a little girl, born early on a Tuesday morning in February. My husband and I were the first people outside of the immediate hospital room to know. His sister called him at 4 a.m, and he took the call in our kitchen, and I heard him from the bedroom, his voice breaking slightly with relief that everyone was okay. I got up. I made him tea. I sat with him at the kitchen table while he processed the news. Then I said, "We should send something today, before anyone else does." He looked at me. "You do not have to," he said. "I know," I said. "I want to." We sent flowers that morning, and a handwritten card that I wrote myself, and a small gift that I had chosen carefully because I had been paying attention to what his sister mentioned she wanted even during the years she had been looking slightly past my face. 3 days later his sister called. Not my husband. Me. Directly. My number. My phone. She spoke for a long time. She talked about the baby. About the birth. About how frightening it had been and how beautiful it was now. She talked the way people talk when they have just been through something enormous and need someone to tell it to. And then she stopped, and she said, "I owe you an apology. A real one, not an explanation. Just I am sorry. For 3 years of making you feel like you were not there. You were always there. I just did not let myself see it." I sat with that for a moment. "Thank you," I said. "That means a great deal to me." "The flowers," she said. "How did you know I loved peonies?" "You mentioned it once," I said. 2 years ago. At Christmas. You probably do not remember." A long pause. "I did not think you were listening," she said quietly. "I was always listening," I said, "even when no one was talking to me." She cried then. Not dramatically. Just quietly. The way people cry when something lands that they were not prepared for. We talked for another hour. That was 18 months ago. Things are not perfect with his family. People do not transform completely in 18 months. But his sister calls me now, regularly, not to talk to my husband, to talk to me, about her daughter, about her life, about the small things that build into something real over time. His mother still does not ask for me on the phone. But last Christmas, she handed me a cup of tea she had made without being asked, exactly the way I like it, and when I looked at her, she said simply, "I pay attention to, sometimes." It was the closest thing to an apology I will probably ever receive from her. I accepted it, completely, because I have learned that people give what they are capable of giving. And receiving what someone is capable of is not the same as settling. It is just understanding the shape of what is real. My husband held my hand the entire drive home that Christmas. He did not say anything for a long time. Then he said, "You are the most patient person I have ever known." I thought about that. "No," I said. "I had just decided a long time ago that the people worth keeping are worth waiting for." He squeezed my hand. We drove the rest of the way home in the kind of silence that has nothing missing from it. Drop waiting in the comments if you have ever chosen to stay patient with someone who is not yet ready to see you. Subscribe. New story every week.